Hello everyone, I'm Mustafa and I'm Associate Professor at Ufa University of Science and Technology, Institute of Law, and also Legal Counsel. Welcome to my channel, Mustafa Contract Law Hub, where I'm planning to tell you about everything you need to know regarding contract law, from basics to advanced concepts. Whether you are a student or a professional or just someone interested in understanding how contracts work, you've come to the right place. So, let's embark on this journey together and explore the fascinating world of contract law. Today, I'm going to talk about this important and significant concept under the contract law. For making new contract, as I told you, we need to see or look at some requirements: an agreement, an intention, capacity, certainty, and also consideration. Today, I would like to speak about the details regarding the capacity. In general, capacity means the legal ability to make new contract or to make new legal relations. But in this concept, under this concept, we have some special people that they can't make some legally binding contracts. And it's not only the natural person, but sometimes we have some corporations or in general legal entities. So here about the natural person, we have, for example, minors or the people who suffering mental disorders or drunk people and so on, that I'm trying to tell you about them today. First of all, minors. When we speak about the minors, in fact, we need to know about the age of majority. Age of majority is the legal age that people at this age have full power or full legal capacity to do their legal works, including making new contracts. So, in many of the jurisdictions and legal systems, we see 18 is the age of majority. But maybe case by case, depending on the jurisdictions, a bit maybe differences we see, like be 19 years old or 21. By the way, commonly it's 18. And also, when we see this age as age of majority, under this age, the people consider it as minors. And these minors can't make new contracts, new valid contracts, because of their capacity. They don't have capacity and they be considered as incapacitated people. But I want to tell you about some contracts that the minors are bound by them, and these contracts are legally binding if the minors conclude such contracts. And here, just a point that these contracts or this situation in general for minors is similar situation that we see them under the common law and civil law. But maybe some nuances are different, but in general, the general rule that the minors don't have capacity, and in some special contracts, maybe we see some valid contracts by them and just some special details. First contract that I can speak about is contracts for necessaries. In fact, such contracts are contracts that the minors are bound by them because these contracts help them to live in good situation and also these are for their well-being. For example, contracts for food, contracts for clothes. So these contracts are binding, legally binding contracts if the minors concluded them. But still, I need to emphasize on this point that if we have such contracts, we need to see the value. Reasonable value is so important because otherwise, this is not a valid contract. And the next one, also the contracts for minor transactions. So it's another one. Maybe I can tell you about the vending machine here, that such a minor transactions, and also about the contracts that may be based on the special jurisdictions. They can consider them to be legally binding contracts, that if the minors conclude them. And contracts with judicial authorization. You see here, in general, as I told you, it's the rule that minors can't make valid contract because of their capacity. But if they conclude new contract, and this contract is the best for them based on their benefits, interests, and this is analyzed by the courts or the authorized person, so they make such a permission and authorize this contract, so this contract is valid because this is supervised by another person or the court. So this is beneficial for minor. And ratification upon age of majority. So you see, over the time of a minority, minor tried to conclude and make new contract, but it's not valid yet. And right now, minor is at the age of majority. He or she is 18 years old, and right now can make decision about this contract. If he or she ratifies this contract, so we have valid contract right now. And also the next one, next slide, this figure, as you see here, I want to tell you about these 4 contracts or transactions that are binding on a minor. You see the contracts for minor transactions, the contracts for necessaries, contracts with judicial authorizations, and also ratification upon reaching the age of majority. But minors are not the only people I can speak about, and I want to tell you about the mental incapacity. In fact, we have some people that they are suffering mental disorders, and because they can't analyze the situation, they can't understand what's the legally binding nature, they can understand about the obligations or duties. So here we can say they are not in full capacity to make new contracts, and they can be considered incapacitated here. And also you can see here these mental disorders can stem from various conditions. You see here mental illness, cognitive impairments, and also intoxication, brain injury. And corporations, about corporations or legal entities are another categories that sometimes they don't have full capacity to make new contract because I told you it's not only about the natural people, but the corporations as well need to have capacity because it's an aspect of legal personality that they have. So this is the similar situation under the common law and civil law that we can speak about, but in 6 circumstances they don't have capacity to make new contracts. As you see here, the first one is the lack of legal personality. It means before the registration. I'm telling you about it more. And entering into contracts outside their object, but it's not so strict right now, but still we have it. And lack of proper authority of their representative is another one, and also insolvency or bankruptcy proceedings, and dissolution or liquidation, and at the end a special prohibition under some specific statutory is another one that we have about them. For now, I think it's enough. I will tell you about the corporations more and more, so stay with me. I have beautiful and important concepts for you. Thank you so much as always, and wish you the best. Bye.